What brought you to Restore?
Because when I see Rupert Lowe, I could see how good he was and how honest he was.
And are you you're part of the group that came from Reform?
Yes.
What was happening in Reform that pushed you away?
Right, so Reform, what pushed me away from Reform was I could see the bullying what was going on. And in the video, the Suck It Up video, they came out a massive bit where I was telling Lyndon off for about 2 minutes about the way she was behaving, and I didn't like it. And then I wrote an email to all 48 Reform councillors where I turned round to them telling them how I wasn't happy with it, and that's why I got thrown out.
I've heard that when you were part of Reform, you weren't allowed to vote your own way.
No, it was never. You weren't even allowed to talk to the opposition without them. Like, you'd be frowned upon. If you talk to the opposition, they're like, why are you talking to them?
You couldn't talk to the opposition even if they had a good idea on something. You couldn't speak to them.
No.
So who chose the policy?
Whose policy?
Who chose the policy in the way that you voted in the council chamber?
Yeah, so that would be Lyndon, Maxwell, Brian Collins, because he's a bit of a blithering idiot, but Lyndon and Maxwell would choose the policies. We would then all have to meet for a pre-meeting. We were then told how we was going to vote, and then we'd all have to vote that way. If you don't vote that way, and I've talked to guys who, since I've been thrown out, and they will tell you that if they don't vote the way they say, they're called into the office and told, if you do that again, you're out.
That's the amount of control they exert.
Yes. So, my best friend when I was in Reform, Bill Barrett, who's now a Conservative, unfortunately, we got to the pre-meeting late one time, and we had Maxwell Harrison come over, slapped a bit of paper, and this is how you're voting, gentlemen. Whereupon I then had an argument with him because I'm not being talked to like that. LGR was completely wrong. I mean, I had an argument with Lyndon Kincaron on the 8th of October before I got thrown out, and I argued with her saying that why are we putting A1 forward when LGR, we shouldn't be voting for it at all.
Local government reform?
Yeah, local government reform. We should not be voting for it because it's going to cost the taxpayer £1 billion. Everyone's council tax could go up by a half, if not a third, and that was the argument I had with her. She said I didn't know enough about politics and put the phone down on me.